Hello there, cats and kittens. So today I just want to share with you the story of the day. It's a pretty comedic story. I was over at my parents' house. My parents live not even a block away from us. And we were out on their screened-in patio, and we hear the wonk wonk of fire trucks and police cars, and they're like mad speeding down my parents' street, and I was like, oh my gosh, they're on my street. So I run quickly through their huge house and look out through the back door, and I see them all parked in front of my house. So I was like, oh my gosh, like either my house is on fire or our neighbor's house is on fire. So I like take off running, run down their stairs, and literally they have a fence in their yard that blocks from the street, and it's probably a good 5 feet high. And I'm like 5'2", okay, I'm a midget. And I don't know, it was like adrenaline, and I just start running, and I literally hurdled that fence. No kidding, hurdled that fence. I couldn't do it again. If I had to, for $1 million, I couldn't hurdle that fence again. So I see that they're in front of my house, and I'm like sprinting as fast as I can, and I'm like, oh my god, my house is on fire, my house is on fire, this is my house. And the police and, of course, since nobody else has anything to do here, like, somebody from down the street called the fire department, and, like, the whole neighborhood's out, like, standing in my yard, and the whole, like, police squad and the whole fire department. And, they're like, get back, and I'm like, no, it's my house, and they're like, do you have the keys? No, I left them at my parents, and they're like, okay, well, we're gonna bust down the door, and I'm like, no, window's open, so I run to the window and, like, shove my head through it, and I'm, like, sniffing, and the whole time, like, this side of my house, near the driveway, there's, like, smoke flailing out, and I'm like, oh my god. Well, here's the story. It turns out that we have black mulch. We just re-landscaped the front part of the house. We have black mulch in the hole around the yard, and it caught on fire. Yeah, it caught on fire. So they're snooping around, and they think that somebody was walking by and flicked the cig butt, flicked their cig into the mulch. It sat and smoldered and thus caught on fire. So anyway, I was like freaking out. My mom comes over, and my little boy's like, fire trucks, can I touch them? And my heart's like pounding, and like I just ate a whole bag of Gardettos, and like I just wanted to throw them up. Seriously, like when I came inside, I threw up that entire bag of Gardettos. Just imagine, like, my house burning down. Oh my god, what are we gonna do? So I call the camel, and I tell him what happens, and I'm like, are you mad? And he's like, why would I be mad? I don't know. I was just like totally freaked out. So the only thing that suffered any harm, we sadly lost a lilac bush. R.I.P. But the black mulch, you can't even tell it burned because it's like charred. So needless to say, it was a pretty exciting day. And to top it all off, like the local newspaper reporters like standing there in my yard, and of course everybody knows everybody here, and I'm like, seriously, you're gonna put this in the paper? And he's like, yeah, I have to, they're just doing their jobs. My goodness. And so the fire chief, he comes to me and he says, enemies, do you? You don't have any enemies, do you? And I'm like, no. And he's like, are you in a argument with anybody? And I'm like, no, not that I know of. Why? And he's like, well, it's just a common question. And I'm like, what did somebody do? I'm gonna burn your mulch, bitch! That's what I'm gonna do! I'm gonna burn your mulch! No, so instead, they just think it was somebody walking by, flick of the cig, and poof, of the mulch. Anyway, nothing was hurt, only the lilac bush. Thank you to the higher powers above. So anyway, question of the day to all my hijabi sisters and brothers out there. write me back and let me know any of your experiences. Also, I'd love to get any kind of like ideas on summer fashion. Also, am I rocking just the scarf, just the underscarf? I didn't do the hijab. You gotta excuse me while I'm doing this. I do it either while my little boy is in preschool or while he's napping. For those of y'all that have little ones, you know what I'm saying. Okay, so even though, you know, I look like a total skank, that's why. But, you know, I feel like it's okay just to wear the headscarf, or do I need to rock the whole hijab? Help me out, sisters. I don't know what I'm doing. I just don't know. Also, just want to let you know that here in the next few days, I'm going to be starting a blog when I get time. Be sure to let you know the name, the venue. You can read the haps. You can read my haps. And until then, it's Sophia Zahara signing out.
Peace.